Well, we started off with good weather. Typical for springtime in Washington State. Hopefully it'll pass soon. Can already see some sunlight popping out. So I got my megaphone here hooked up to my tablet, which is right here, and it has a variety of different Bigfoot calls from the Finding Bigfoot crew. It's just a little app I found, and sounds pretty good. So we're just trying to crank out some sounds right now and just let anything know that we're here. We are now.
We are now. So how do I look? A little fat?
Look great.
Ah, that's great. I had some smart guy tell me once that the camera always adds like 15, 20 pounds.
So you've been with me since I started doing this stuff.
Yes.
What is your take on the tracks that we have found, the howls? Because you and I are both skeptics.
Yep.
But I'm beginning to lean more towards possible believer just from the stuff that we've experienced.
Okay.
But still I need to see the thing to actually believe 100%.
Yeah. Proof is proof.
Right.
Evidence is
So-
something to be collected and studied.
So after the last 2 years or so, what is your take on all this?
There's a lot more going on out here than people think about in their day-to-day lives, and that's even if it's just shit that's completely normal stuff for the woods. It's an active environment that has so much more going on than what we think about when we just pass by in our little capsules or cars or whatever. We never see any. We're insulated from all of it. And like for myself, I lived here like my whole life, and spending time outside and like actively looking for something, and it really doesn't matter what it is, but just having my ears open and having that be what I'm doing has given me a huge appreciation for just how much more there is really going on than what I was aware of, and just the vastness of the area that we live in. It's a lot more than just the stuff you can see on the highway between here and Spokane and whatnot. And you can hide anything you want out here. And I've seen and heard things that, like, what is that print?
Yeah.
What were those sounds? Familiar with the sounds around here, and I hear shit that I can't readily ascribe to, my personal catalog of, well, I know exactly what it is. That's a cougar. Or moose, or whatever. And I'm definitely interested to get out here, go for nice long walks and keep the ears open and see what it is that I can see. I'm definitely feeling a lot more patient than the guys on the TV shows, where they go out and they hit the tree twice and like, shit, I really thought that we would have heard something by now. Why would you think that you were going to hear something? Have you heard something ever? Like once in a blue moon is really what it boils down to. I mean, you have to go out and do a whole bunch of stuff to get a little bit of something that's worthy of being reported on. And I don't think that the people that follow you on your Facebook page or watch your YouTube videos, I don't think they realize how much time you put into the field before you put up anything at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's a time-intensive thing. Luckily, it's...
Well, in my opinion, I think we just luck out most of the time. At least 90% of the time, we really luck out. Because like at Lake Ellen last year, we were out there for a few days.
Yeah.
And it was the last night that we got action, and we never heard any of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some of that kind of goes back to needing to find some sort of way of figuring out just exactly how sensitive those recorders are.
Yeah.
You know. But the other nights there, like that we were out at Lake Ellen, there wasn't anything at all like that on any of the audio. And you have those things scattered from here to hell. I'm glad that I didn't have to walk with you to go pick them up. I'm lazy. That would cut into my, you know, eating pretzels and drinking beer time.
And us going out all the time. I mean, it's not all 100% looking for Bigfoot.
No. Well, that would be a really good...
It's a good excuse to get away from the women and everyday life. And
well, I used to say that was it was an excuse to get away from women, but I don't have that problem right now. It's a great excuse to go for a walk, and I really think that if you're just going out there and that's your only measure of success is whether or not you find a track or have something big throw a rock at your head, you know, that would be a really disappointing way to go out and miss all of the beauty and everything that surrounds you. You know, to me, it's really just practicing trying to be more aware of my surroundings, so I don't put my boot print right in the middle of something that, you know, we need to take a cast of or whatever. The rest of the time, you know, hey, look, a squirrel. That's something. Or, you know, going up to Sheep Creek and saw elk and things like that. You know, those are always, you know, like small victories and things that are fun and worthwhile. It certainly beats, you know, sitting at home and playing video games, watching a movie that's going to be there. Like, I could go, they're still going to be there when I get home. There's only one way to go out and do this. I have to get out. It's amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So we went out to the Twin Lakes and we went for a hike there.
yeah.
And that place is like super overgrown. Like, there's the campsites and all that, and those are all very nice. It's a beautiful area, but like, if you don't walk on a trail out there, and even like there was that road that we walked down, and it was a tunnel.
Yeah.
You know, it's so overgrown there. What do you think that? I mean, if you were 8 feet tall, would that be your natural habitat? Would you want to be trying to snake your way through all that stuff all the time?
I would say no, but after our last experience there, and that was the most terrifying moment I've ever had.
See, I always miss the terrifying moments, unless I'm being chased by coyotes.
Which was an interesting story.
That was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I wasn't properly armed. I had a tomahawk. That was good.
What we're talking about is we were camping up at Sheep Creek near Northport, and it was our second camping trip out there.
Yep.
It was end of September, first part of October, and was it our second day? It was our second day, wasn't it? Our second day, we went for a hike, and around 4:30 we heard a loud howl sound, which was immediately answered by a bunch of coyotes. We got back to camp. Ryan here actually ended up going out solo along the road, and I stayed in camp and cranked out some calls, and we started getting calls back, and it was between coyotes and something else. And Ryan was stuck right in between both of them.
Well, it was between me and Cam.
Yeah.
Which was fun. And the coyotes and stuff like that, and I knew exactly what that was. They were just like right there. I just couldn't see them. I was actually walking around. I was hoping I was going to see a grouse. I had a blunt on my bow, and then all that stuff happened, and I had my, like, I think I had 2 broadheads I brought with me, just because being able to bruise something at 20 yards is not great, and I didn't have a pistol or anything like that, so I brought all that happened. I was like, all right, we're switching, and then I didn't see anything at all until I got like back, and I had I was almost there, and I had a broadhead, freaking grouse right at my feet. I was all keyed up. That little squirt of pee surprised me. That was fun. I enjoyed that. So, Twin Lakes. You had like the experience you said you had out there was pretty intense.
Quite intense, yeah.
So, something like that, I just don't think that it's just walking around all willy-nilly. So, yeah, I mean, there's game trails and things like that. There has to be paths for it to move, because if I can't fit through the majority, or if I feel crowded, you know, I can't imagine what it would be like for you. You're a good deal taller than me, and then we're talking about something that's taller still and broader. You know, I mean, it seems like you would be able to come across areas where it's like, man, there's clearance and.
When we were out there, I mean, it is thick.
Yeah.
And you would assume, because of the thickness, you would hear something moving through that. Of course, we never heard anything moving except for what we captured on our recorders. But we heard the howls and the wood knocks, and we even did a walkabout through the whole area in the middle of the night.
Super responsible. Glad you did that.
Yeah. We never heard anything moving around until after we went to bed. We heard stuff moving around our camp and loud thumps and stuff like that. But of course we heard the wood knocks, the screams, the howls. But
we did that a couple of times when we were out at Sheep Creek too. Like the first time we heard sounds, you know, yeah. we busted out lights that were attached to things and went and to go see, you know, what it was. And you know, that was like one of the first times where like I was up on the hill and you were walking down below, and it was like, man, you are loud. You're just so loud. And whenever I'm walking around in the woods, like when I'm hunting or doing anything, I just always think about how loud I must be. You know, I just always figure that everything that I want to see is just not moving and looking at me and waiting for me to pass by because they've been able to hear me for a mile. And I ascribe that ability to any wild animal that I want to see and or kill and eat. Not that I want to eat a Bigfoot. I mean, I guess I would need a bigger paw.
So we're trying kind of a strange technique here. We are blowing up these.
The word technique.
We are blowing up these little balloons with little LED lights inside of them, and we're going to set them out in the middle of the field here, see if they attract anything. We can see them from camp, so if they move, hopefully it won't be too windy tonight.
Call this one Blinky.
See if that attracts anything. So here's the first one. They're little Halloween things. We got them on clearance at Walmart. But you can see them quite a ways. There's Ryan setting up one. Well, we have a total of 5 of these stupid balloons set up, leading all the way back to camp.
Genius idea.
Isn't it? So it's about 9:30, a little after. So far we've heard 2 thump sounds to the left of camp. Now just one more to the front of our camp. Could be anything, but we're going to try some call blasting here in about another 40 minutes or so. We're trying to call blast a couple times every hour, followed with a couple wood knocks. So hopefully we'll catch something.